We are aware of the 8 directions simply or the 8 directions of Vastu Sastra. They are the 4 sides and the 4 corners. The sides are east, west, north and south. The corners are southeast, northeast, northwest and southwest. They are the English names of the directions and every language would have similar names. However, as far as Vastu Sastra is considered, that is, the architectural science of India is considered, they are called by different names. Why? They are called by suitable names which characterize the specific directions. After all, the Vastu Sastra depends on the character of each direction. The southeast is called Agni Moola, named after fire. East is called Aditya side, named after the sun. Northeast is called Isani Moola, called after Shiva. North is called Kubera side, obviously called after Kubera. The northwest is called Vayu Moola, obviously called after the availability of plenty of air in that direction. The west is called Varuna side, obviously called after the copious rains the west direction brings. And the southwest is called Nritya Moola, called after Kali, the Nritya. And finally, the south side is called Yama side, after the god of death, Yama. Thus, we do know the characteristics of each direction as per Vastu Sastra. But do you know why these directions got these characteristics? Obviously, no one knows. After all, Vastu Sastra was developed several thousand years ago and these info were obviously lost. Do we at least know who developed the Vastu Sastra? If you ask the Sanskrit Pandits, they would say that these are found in Vedas, blah blah blah. But as usual, the Sanskrit Vedas or any Sanskrit text have nothing to do with this. In fact, the wiki page on Vastu Sastra mentions only Sanskrit texts including the Vedas and there is not a single mention of Mahamuni Mayan as of today. However, the wiki page on Mahamuni Mayan does say that Mahamuni Mayan developed Vastu Sastra. It is really funny. Anyway, the structural engineering concepts known as Vastu Sastra were first developed by Mahamuni Mayan, the father-in-law of Ravana, the great king of ancient Lanka. The additional proof for the same is the Mayan pyramids of Mesoamerica, known after him. The Mesoamericans were indeed of Lankan origin. In fact, all the pyramids around the world, including the Babel Tower, were built with the basic structural technology that was first developed by Mahamuni Mayan. After all, the Sumerians were from ancient Lanka who migrated to Mesopotamia as refugees following the defeat in Ramayana war about 7,000 years ago. Pyramids were built primarily as astronomical observatories in mountainless terrains around the world. The fascinating Maya Sabha of Mahabharata is the veritable proof for the architectural marvels of Mahamuni Mayan. The Pandavas are the descendants of Mahamuni Mayan and they constructed the Maya Sabha as per the technology developed by him and hence named it as Maya Sabha in memory of their heroic forefather. Having understood that Mahamuni Mayan indeed developed Vastu Sastra, we shall elucidate the reason for the set characteristics of the 8 directions if we study the directions with respect to the Lankan landscape, the home of Mahamuni Mayan. The consistency of the characteristics would be further proof that Vastu was indeed developed by Mahamuni Mayan. We shall now get down to explain the characteristics of the individual directions one by one. We shall first take Agni Moola, the southeast corner. Why should it be called Agni Moola? Do you know who the god Agni Devan is? It is actually God Murugan. Male goat being the vehicle of Agni Devan automatically establishes the fact that Agni Devan is Murugan. The male goat is one of the vehicles of Murugan as it is one among the animals that Murugan Siddha used for gorilla type of attack on dacoitic intruders into his territory. The concept of vehicles of the gods is not a stupidity. In a time when written language had not developed, these animals shown as vehicles of the respective gods speaks volumes on the history of their association with the gods, thus retaining history. For instance, the dog with Kala Bhairava helps us understand that Shiva was a hunter and dog was his companion which assisted him in hunting. Thus, the goat identifies Murugan as Agni Devan. Yagna means the worship invoking the fire god Agni. Ya plus Agni, Yagni, Yagna. Ya means south, and hence the literal meaning of Yagna is southern Agni, and it points to Murugan, who is the southerner. Yagna is also called Velvi in Tamil, and Vel refers to Murugan through his divine weapon. The fire ritual called Velvi in Tamil means invoke Murugan, and that is Agni. Hence, Murugan is Agni Devan without an iota of doubt. Why is Murugan called Agni Devan? Murugan torched the farm forest for clearing the land for agriculture. In fact, he waged a war with the Kauravas of ancient Lanka who opposed burning the forest. That war is called Surasamharam, which is remembered today as Panguni Uttiram festival. After winning the war, Murugan Sitta burnt the palm forest for clearing the land for agriculture. This burning of the palm forest and the subsequent cultivation of foxtail millet by him is celebrated as Kartigai Deepam festival. Accordingly, the name Kartikeya originated from Kar plus Ti plus Kayan, Kartikayan, Kartikeyan, meaning the one who torched the forest in the Tamil month of Kartigai. Here Ti means fire and Kai means hand. Where did he burn the forest? I had already published many videos proving that Murugan lived in ancient Lanka and that he migrated from Kumari continent following the deluge. Obviously, he settled in the southern side of Lanka. Hence, the region where he burnt the palm forest should most probably be located there. Yes, that region lies near Kadirgamam, called as Kattaragama by the Sinhalese, where the most ancient temple for Murugan also exists. Just like Tirunelveli is the first region where paddy cultivation started for the first time in India 5000 years ago, Kadirgamam is a region where agriculture originated first in all the world about 10,000 years ago. Kadir means a panicle and it represents agriculture, and Kama means village in Tamil, and hence Kadirgamam was named after agriculture with the meaning farming village. This Kadirgamam region lies in the southeast direction of Lanka, and hence this is the direction of Agni where Murugan, the Agni Devan, torched the farm forest. That is how the southeast corner is called Agni Moola. As this is the direction where Agni was used to grow food crops for the first time in the history, this direction was symbolically used for the location of kitchen where we cook food. Mamuni Mayan used Vastu Sastra as a means to preserve history too, just like the animals were used as vehicles of gods to preserve history. We shall take up the east direction next. This is the direction of sunrise and hence called Aditya direction. Adi plus Ti plus N. Adityan, Aditya. Ti meaning fire was the ancient Tamil name for star. Adi means existing from the beginning. An is the suffix denoting belonging. Obviously, Aditya means sun. As of now, this direction is called Indra Direction in Indian perspective, as Indra, the son of Ravana, belonged to Lanka, which is in the east side of India. It was not called after Indra, obviously, during the Mayan times. It was called the direction of Aditya in his times. We shall now consider the northeast direction. I had already published a video titled True Origin of the Illuminati Symbol. In that video, I had established that the original Kailash is Trinkomali, that is, Kailayam is Trikonamalai mountain of Lanka. Kailash is the primary abode of Shiva, the Eason. Obviously, Shivan temple is located on the eastmost side of the mountain. Eastmost side, as Shivan was considered as the embodiment of sun. That mountain temple is lying in the northeast direction of Lanka, and hence this direction was called Agni Moola. Of course, there are 5 ancient Eastern temples in all directions of Lanka. However, these temples, except the one at Trigonamalai, were installed by Ravanan. Thus, Trigonamalai Koneswaran temple alone was a very ancient and prominent temple of Eason, and hence Mamuni Mayan used it as the direction of God in his times. The north direction was called Kuberan direction. We know that Kuberan was the predecessor of Ravana. The north direction of Lanka being called Kubera direction, it means that the capital of his kingdom was situated in the northern side of Lanka in the times of Maya Muni. It might have probably situated somewhere near Yarpanam. Yarpanam being named after music, in fact the only ancient city in the world to be named after music, and Ravanan, who succeeded Kuberan being the inventor of Veena, do confirm the fact that the capital of Kuberan kingdom existed in the northern side of Lanka. This might be due to the fact that South India was also ruled by Kubera, and hence they should have chosen their headquarters to be in the northern Lanka, which was the geographical center of their kingdom. The northwest direction was named after Vayu, the wind. The Park Strait, the narrow stretch of sea between Tamil Nadu and Lanka, is actually the wind corridor. As this narrow stretch of sea is flanked by two land regions which normally obstruct the passage of wind, this narrow sea region became the corridor for wind. This Park Strait lies exactly in the northwest side of Lanka. Obviously, this corner was called Vayu Moola. The southwest monsoon is the biggest monsoon in Lanka. Obviously, the west side was called Varuna direction, as Varuna means rain. Varuna is a relatively recent name for rain. In Mayan times, this should have been called Kar direction, where Kar means rain in ancient Tamil. We shall now take up the southwest direction. They call this direction as Nritya, and it is said to be related to goddess Parvati. It is also called Pitru direction. Why? We know that Kumari continent submerged under the sea. The perished forefathers are called Pitru. Now it makes sense why this direction is related to Parvati, the Kali. Kali is the goddess of destruction. This direction reminds the destruction of mankind due to deluge, and Kali represents the destruction. In fact, there is a city named Kale in the southwest direction of Lanka. It is nothing but Kali spelled differently as Gale due to synchronization. There could have been a prominent Kali temple in that region during the Mayan times, thus obtaining its name. Not knowing this, people etymologically relate the name Gale to the unrestrained cattle herd called in Tamil as Kali Madu. Anyway, the name Gale originated from Kali, the goddess of destruction, and it is located exactly in the southwest direction of Lanka. We shall now see why this direction is called Nritya. It is said that this word means establish according to Vastu Pandits. But Nritya has two meanings in Tamil. One is stop, which shall also have the allegoric meaning as destruction. The other meaning is erect. It is this meaning that they relate to establish. Of these two meanings, only the meaning stop, allegorically meaning destruction, have relevance here. However, we shall discuss the origin of both the meanings. Humankind was destroyed by the floods 10,000 years ago south of Lanka. The floods shall be called as Neer Utru. Neer means water in Tamil and Utru means buildup. This word Utru should have originated from the root word Udu meaning blow up. The buildup of water led to the submergence of Kumari continent. That submergence stopped the existence of mankind. Neer plus Utru, Neerutru, Nirutru, Niruttu. Even otherwise, if there is flooding in the river, human traffic stops across the river. Hence, Nirutru stops movement. Hence, Niruttu means stop in Tamil. But it originally meant destruction of humanity due to buildup of water called Nirutru, and that's why this direction was called Nritya, the deformation of Nirutru. Nritya direction means the direction where water swelled. The word Nritya, existing from the times of Mayan, independently establishes the fact that Kumari continent submerged due to the swelling of water. We shall now see the other meaning, erect, of Niruttu. When we plant a post, we dig up the ground as a deep round pit. We then place the post in it and pack it with the stones. Finally, we fill the pit with mud and finally pour water so that the mud plus water would fill all the voids, thus strengthening the post when it dries. This pouring of water is called Neer Utru, that is Neer Uttu colloquially. This word deformed as Niruttu meaning erect. Hence, both these meanings originated from buildup of water. It is said that according to Vastu Shastra, the master bedroom should be situated in this direction. Perhaps This being the direction of Pitru, our departed forefathers would obviously bless the man and his wife with lots of children. Now the last is the south direction. It is conceptually the same as the southwest direction. As humanity submerged in the deluge, this is the direction of death and hence called after Yama, the god of death. As Shiva advanced duality concept and as he is seen as the god of creation through Shivalingam, he was also modeled as the god of death as Yama. Shiva lived in Kumari continent about 20,000 years ago. Ya means south, and as Shiva lived south of Lanka, he was called Yaman, meaning southern man. As deluge happened in the south, the southern man, Yaman, was named the god of death. Shiva has more than 8 dimensions. Among them, creation aspect of Shiva is expressed through Lingam with a white bull, and the destruction aspect of Shiva is expressed through Yama riding a black ox with a noose in his hand. Vastu Shastra is basically the architectural engineering. Mamuni Mayan identified these 8 directions with the characteristics that is associated with the history of mankind. He might have included these characteristics into his design aspects with the twin purpose of retaining history and providing the space for the sentimental belief on the characteristics of the directions. My advice on the Vastu Shastra would be this. The fortune of a family depends on the collective effects of the horoscopes of all the members of a family. Hence, please don't put all the blame on the design features of the house alone. Mind has power over the matter. Positive and rational approach along with hard work can change your fate. Your horoscope shall say that you would work with metals. That shall either mean that you would be running a scrap metal shop or you would be running an industry making the sea liners. It is ultimately you who would decide the outcome, not your horoscope alone.